Hi. So, I'm not really feeling awake today, so I may not be talking as much, but I did get chapter 8 done. Started on chapter 9, and I can't wait to get back to it. Um, but we gotta do this first. I don't know if I'm gonna do this all the way until 11, so about 2 hours, or if I'm gonna, um, played a little bit of Dreamlight Valley at 10 o'clock. I have no idea. I will figure that out later. Not really feeling awake, you know. See, the problem is that I fell asleep watch. Oh, if you've got a minute. Okay, so if you got Samsung TV Plus, they've got a new channel. It's the All Nash Bridges channel. That was a TV show back in the 90s. The season we were watching was from 1997. And then, I'm guessing that the fourth season would be like in 1998, and then, the first and second season would be 96 and, wait, no, 95 and 96? Something like that. Anyway, point is that I fell asleep watching that last night and then woke up a little while later, um like maybe a couple hours later, something like that, and ended up um having to go upstairs, come back down, finished chapter 8, started chapter 9, and no, I think yeah, I may have finished chapter 8 before I fell asleep. But anyway, started chapter 9 and got the whole entire page done, and then kind of stayed up a little longer and got like the next page done, I think. Something like that. Anyway, I'm tired. Um, so the only problem is that um, the shows on Nash Bridges, they kind of, yesterday, or like, the sound would just go out all of a sudden. So I ended up putting in the DVDs, which was actually a much more pleasant experience. Because there's the whole entire thing. You don't have to have commercials. You can press play all and just watch one right after another. Um, I don't necessarily like watching it that way. I like watching it where you got an episode of, like, say, an episode of um the Dukes of Hazzard, and then an episode of Blue Bloods, and then an episode of Nash Bridges, and um like that. And that's just the way I like my TV. Well, you can't do that if it's a DVD. Although you can't do that if it's a you can't do that if it's a TV show. I mean, a channel of all one TV show either. But I like it. So that means I got two channels that I love to watch. Actually, I liked watching the home improvement shows, but sometimes you get um sometimes you get one of those shows where they're turning a really nasty house that makes you want to toss your cookies into something beautiful, you know, or at least nice. Because all those people, they put in grown-up-y furniture and it's like grown-up-y furniture isn't really my thing. I mean, I'm not saying I want, like, because that's the character that popped into my head, SpongeBob lamps and bluey sheets or something like that. Although I did want Harry Potter sheets, and then I found out that they only came in uh, twin size, and I had a full size bed. I was so upset. I miss the days when you could get, all those different designs, all those different designs on every single size of bed. I mean, what if you have one of those tall kids that needs a king size bed by the time that they're 10, or by the time that they're done growing, so they still like you know those kind of sheets. They don't want a single color. Or they've got a grown up who, I mean, an adult who's still into having, like, say, superhero sheets. Um, I am tired. I'm gonna actually stop this at 10 instead of, um, like, instead of, um, instead of moving games, I might just stop this. It's like, I'm, I feel like I'm rested, but I'm not functioning on the higher levels. Oops. Okay. This is taking forever. But it'll be, you know, I keep saying it'll be really nice when it's done. You know, I'll be happier because it'll be done. Um, Not that I'm not happy. Just, it does seem to be taking forever. When you're the only one doing a thing. When you're the only one doing a thing, it's harder. Um, but we finally got on this side of the swimming pool fence, so. And I just realized we put the band room pretty close to the daycare classroom, and it's a daycare, but it's a classroom too. Um, anyway, we put the music there, and they say kids that listen to Mozart, Brahms, and you know, um, um, classical music. They said kids that listen to classical music are, they get smarter. And I don't know if I actually agree with that, but if it's true, we put the daycare right over there, so it's kind of perfect. We still haven't gotten. I still haven't gotten this out of the band room, but we'll work on it eventually. I'm still trying to get this to where it, I'm still trying to get this to where it's back behind that wall, 10 back, and then, at the 10 mark, there's a sheer cliff. Or, one after it's a sheer cliff down. Um, the 10 makes the cliff, like this right here, where the 10 makes the cliff, and 11 is if you take that step, you're going down. Um, what the heck? Okay. So, I may have said that at the beginning of this, but chapter 8 is finally done, and I'm going to be working on chapter 9. And I already started chapter 9. I already started chapter 9. I just gotta finish it. It is 18 pages, unless I shorten it. Can you find out if we have hash browns, please? Well, I haven't eaten them up, but I didn't see them in there, so maybe we ate them up? Okay. This is annoying. I'm sorry. I'm whining a little bit, but yeah, this is annoying. There's really, um, like, this needs to be done. So, but, I kind of think that this is what Flip was thinking when he was doing, um, when he was taking down the one mountain and putting in the other. This is really annoying, but it has to be done. And again, again, he was the only one working on it, so on stream. But yeah, it'll get done eventually. Eventually it'll be all done and it'll be very, very satisfying because uh, it won't be here and we'll have the ocean down there and it'll look nice. It'll look really, really nice. I kind of want the ability to it's just junk mail. Anyway, I kind of want the ability for the PE class, or not the PE class, but the rowing class after school to be able to go down to the ocean and practice rowing that way. But I don't know. Because that would be kind of a liability thing. Like if some kid drowned because we went down to the ocean, went in the boats, and, they fell overboard because the waves were higher than we anticipated, it wouldn't be good. Or maybe that could be something that during Sean and Jesse's freshman year, they asked, has anyone ever drowned? And the teacher goes, only once. Something like that. Anyway, I think Um, I think I might end this a little early because I'm hungry. I need to go upstairs and I'm still kind of tired. Um, that's what that's what happens when an author gets inspiration. Like all of a sudden the house is quiet. I mean the TV the I think the TV was still on at the time, but basically the house was quiet and I was able to. My husband started streaming, distracted me. Oh, that reminds me. I have no idea what my husband's talking about, but that reminds me. The the guy I want to say his name's Tom, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, um he's he's trying to be governor and he says he's going to do good stuff and lower prices and all that stuff. And so far, except for that he sounds like he's a smoker, um he sounds like all good things. So maybe a good idea. I don't know. I like the idea of lowering the prices personally because I go to visit my family. I don't like calling them relatives. That doesn't sound right. Um, like my husband says, um, I've got relatives, and I'm like, I don't like that. It just doesn't sound right. Anyway. Ooh, I just thought of something I could do today. Off stream because it's gonna take a really long time. And it's gonna be starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping. That wouldn't be good. But anyway, I could build that house that I want to use as apartments. Um, I'm gonna have to adjust it a little bit because it's supposed to have windows on the sides, and um, it's supposed to have windows on the sides, and I don't want windows on the sides. Well, I mean the one that's the window would be facing the street. That would be fine, but um, not the others. Anyway, I okay. Hold on a minute. I need to take a trip over here. Okay, see, the last street is right here. This is the street where town is. So, um, but to make the school as long as we needed it to be, it ended up going down here. So, I've got to figure out. Well, at one point, I wrote that the police station was here and the baby shop, the baby stuff, formula, diapers, clothes, strollers, cribs, bassinets, you know, binkies, um, all that stuff. A binky is a pacifier if you don't know. Um, uh, anyway, um, all that stuff. It's in one spot. So I had it to where, like, the police station was here and the baby shop was here. And then another time I had it that the police shop was here and the baby shop was over there. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But hopefully it'll work out. Um, are you serious? There was a whole entire row back there that didn't have stairs on the other on I had stairs on the one side and I have stairs on the other side. I mean the entrance part. I think I'm finally waking up. I mean, I'm still yawning, but I haven't had breakfast either. So anyway, I gotta figure that out, and then I can go and put the apartments probably right next to the high school. Um, like, if they're right next to the high school like that, then there could be the thing of Sean doesn't know where the apartments are because maybe he hasn't gone that far. Although although that that direction is the airport, so I didn't know that there was pretty much just an airport in um, Dublin, so I made a small airport um, outside of, an hour outside of town. Okay, so originally I had it to where it only takes a half an hour to get um from the mansion to town. And then I decided, it probably ought to be further out than that. So I made it an hour. Or I found out that, I made a certain number of bricks be an hour. So there was definitely that number of bricks in the equation. Something like that. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm saying a lot. But yeah. Uh, whatever I came up with, we definitely made it, an hour from from the mansion to town and back again. Okay, so hey, something they're gonna want to know, is this a you only file or a friends file too? Okay. Oh, I'm just trying to help you with your content that they're probably gonna ask. Okay. I didn't hear you. Anyway. Um yeah, so it's like an hour to the it's an hour to town from the mansion, and then it's like another hour from town to the airport. So you gotta leave like heck early. And um, in the in this book, I was gonna say in the last book, but it's in this book. Um, Sean got roped into flying a plane to get rid of the guy that's been dating Ashley just about the whole 2 weeks that he's been there. Um, Adam. So Adam is actually a nice guy, and he didn't try to ask Ashley for more than just a kiss. And um, that's all he wanted was a kiss. He didn't even try to touch her in places that you shouldn't without permission, and well, I mean, you shouldn't kiss without permission either, but um, but anyway, um, so he got rid of them, and then now the part that we're at, the part that we're at now, William and Jesse finally got Sean out of the police station, and they were trying to go home, only somebody shot out um, somebody shot out one of the tires, and William can't drive on 3 tires. He can drive on 4. So, most people can drive on 4. Maybe she shot out all the tires. Anyway, the biker ninja has come back, and they grab Sean out of the back seat and drive off with him. And then in you know with them being able to see him, they stop. They tie him to the back of the motorcycle. It's one of those high-backed motorcycles. Um, anyway, tie him to the back of the motorcycle, and he's sitting behind the biker ninja, but he's tied to the back of the motorcycle. So anyway, she makes him call William and Jesse and tell them not to try to get him back. What's the matter, Sam? And yeah, I haven't gotten past that yet, or I got a little past that, something like that. I think I haven't gotten past that. Um, anyway, so it'll be nice when I get to, um, edit it again. I'm just editing it. Some of the stories in rough draft mode because it's like, I didn't know what to, like I had a really great idea. I wrote that down. It sounds awesome. And then the next part, it's like, uh, the next part, I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. So I wrote something, but it totally doesn't sound, it doesn't sound solidified. It doesn't sound perfect, but it ends up being put in there anyway. Well, there's a lot of parts of that, a lot of parts like that in my story. And so I'm going through every single one of them and trying to make it perfect. Some parts, still sound not perfect, and I can't figure out how to make them sound perfect, but it just doesn't sound perfect to me. It might it might sound perfectly fine to you. Um, so anyway, so my books are on Amazon, and they are available in hardback, paperback, and ebook. And I was right. Most of my paperbacks are $20. The hardbacks range from 24, I think, to 27. Just depends on which one you're looking to buy. Coral's book is 6. And one of the paperbacks is 25. And then the ebooks range from like two 2.99 to I think $5. Quick Trip or Quick Trip or okay, because I gotta go up there too, but I'm avoiding it. Um. Anyway, that's something I've noticed. A lot of people will not tell you how much their merch costs. They call it merch. It's merchandise. They're trying to get you to buy something. I'm also trying to get you to buy something. Or technically, I like to think of it as make a donation and you get something. Because we need the money. We need to be able to pay the household bills and make sure that we, um, make the mortgage and all that stuff. We've been able to make the mortgage and pay the household bills, and we've been able to eat and all that, but we can't pay the HOA. So, if I could handle that, then it would be great. I personally think that HOA kind of sucks, but, um, because, okay, so they said that they were going to do snow removal. They said they were going to do snow removal when we first got the place, and then they I think they did it the first year, and they haven't done it since. And then, except for this year, I don't know if the person going around, um, clearing the snow was actually part of the HOA or if they were, um, just being nice. But somebody did come around and remove the snow, and then the snow decided, the snow that was falling decided that it would fill in the parts that the person had just done, so it wasn't their fault. And if that person is watching, I totally appreciate you. um, but yeah, they said they were gonna do snow removal, and they said that they were gonna do stuff for the grass on the grass side. You know what? Okay, so I said that I need to go upstairs, and I do. And I really don't think I should wait any longer, so I will be right back and finish my. Uh, what's wrong with the train sounds?
Huh?
What's wrong with the train sounds?
It's a steam locomotive that sounds like a diesel.
Oh! So apparently Farm Sim 25 has a steam locomotive that sounds like a diesel.
That's what I said.
Yeah. So they got complained at by just about everybody who plays the game, it sounds like.
I own it all, so it doesn't make a difference. Or most of it, anyway.
Um, anyway, so please check out my books on Amazon. Eventually there will be 7 links to my books, 1 link for each book. Um, Pirate's Daughter will have a link, and Misfortune will have a link, and, etc., etc. Um, cause I keep hearing the way I'm saying that, and it sounds like there's 1 link and there's 7 books, and you find all 7 there. But that's not the way it goes, cause doesn't seem to work. But each of those links will take you directly to Amazon where that book is, and if you want to, you can buy the book. And I think there's even like you click on the um, you click on the sample thing and you can read the book. I mean, you can read part of the book. I wish that I could pick the part in the book that you get to sample, because that would be the part that I like the most. So, like for Misfortune, it would be that part where Hayden's just gotten done with the party and walks out of the building to the right, to go home, and ends up getting kidnapped. Um, and then Pirate's Daughter would at least be that part where Joe cannot walk her home that night, and she goes home to her yacht and she ends up getting kidnapped. No, I do not have a thing for people getting kidnapped. just in stories. Um, anyway, and then the problem with Hard Times though is that there's like 2 different parts to the one part. So, um, I think there was um he was done with that party that he went to with Scarlett, and he went and they were having a drinking contest, and he was part of that, and Kat showed up, but I can't remember. And then I know that they were having a drinking contest. He had literally 2 drinks. Kat shows up and he's like, "Nope, not drinking no more." Um, and he recruits Mitch to fix the car while he gets to know Kat. Although he doesn't know that that's her name until Michelle lights a little fire in his, uh, like, um, his, deductive reasoning. She, like, lights a little fire under it and, says that when she was younger, she had a cat. And it's a hint of what her name is. Um, so at one point, she agrees that she likes to be called Cat, but that's not her name. And so that means that he hasn't figured out what her name is yet. Um, and yeah, so anyway. Oh, I gotta show my husband something real quick. Honey, band room. Band room.
Oh, looks a little wet.
Well, yeah, the roof isn't there, but that's gonna be the band room. So far I've got um, the office part and the pum room and a hallway that leads down to the big room.
Okay.
It's not going to be the same shape as the original, but close enough. So, yeah, we, over the last week, made the swimming pool, and yesterday I made the band room. Um, Obviously, it doesn't have the roof on it yet. I'm kind of thinking about making it have like a high vaulted ceiling thing, so it's kind of like that room in that they're listening to music in on. I mean, well, the paying patrons um are listening to music, uh, you know, orchestra music, and Kevin and the bird lady, because I don't think they ever said what her name is. He just talks to her. But anyway, Kevin and the bird lady, they are up in the attic, I guess, and they're able to listen to the music. And I'm always afraid that Kevin's gonna fall in and he's gonna be like so far up that catching him isn't even gonna save his butt. But he's okay always. But I'm always afraid that he's gonna fall. Um. Okay, so I don't mind heights. It's I mind falling from them. So, yay, 4 minutes. Okay, so I told you about my books, and I told you all the prices. Um, oh, and that's something I was reflecting on, is that uh, most people are gonna say buy my merch, and they're not gonna tell you how much the merch is. Um, uh, one of the families I watch, I think they have said the prices for their sweatshirts and stuff, and they said that I think they said to um, get it as low as it was, you know, they had to struggle for it, but it's still really expensive stuff. It's like $45 for a sweatshirt, and you can literally go to Walmart and less than $20 you can get a sweatshirt. It's not the prettiest color, but you can get a sweatshirt. May be able to do that at Target. I seriously doubt it because they've got um, higher end stuff. But um, anyway, but this one has their has their brand logo on it, so it makes it more important to them. Well, mine, I just made it the lowest price I could, where I would get $5 from I only get $5 from each paperback that's printed out, and I get about $5, maybe seven, from hardbacks. I don't get very much from hardbacks, but like I get about $5. So, that's the only reason why my prices are the price that they are. So, yeah. I wanted to make them $7 or $8, but then I found out that if I did it $7 or $8, I'd be in the hole. So, it's like I'd be paying them to print them and send them out, kind of thing. And of course, I can't afford to do that. So, Yeah, since I can't afford to do that, I um, raised it up to, okay, how much do I want to be able to make off of my books? And I ended up doing $5. So anyway, there we go. Anyway, if you are watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. And I'm gonna take this out too. Uh, both rows. Anyway, and as soon as I'm done, I will see you in the next stream or video. Ew, I don't know what's going on, but this is making me seasick.
So, I don't know if you can hear my wife in the background. This particular headset is not terribly good at noise canceling. Just got the hard way. But she was mentioning that
Oh,
she
and this one
loves
too.
streaming, and her channel is something to subscribe to as well. And follow if you're on Twitch. And I encourage you to do the same with mine.
It'd be nice if you actually said, where to find wife
I haven't
and.
gotten that far. Thank you. She's kibitzing.
I've been streaming a lot longer than he has.
So maybe I won't bother to mention it. Just
Okay. So,
passing the book to Doc now.
there we go. Here, why don't we take.
Book here. Call Tower.
Yeah, I did this yesterday too.
That'll be our Christmas
I
gift.
just kept going and
Here's one of
going
my
and
winners,
going. Yeah.
which that's a livable house.
But I'm not going to do that today because, like I said, I need to go
But
upstairs
everybody else is fine.
to the bathroom and um, I need to go to the kitchen and food. Oh,
There is a
oh,
pickup
oh,
truck
that's why I was doing that.
that
Okay,
has a similar thing
hold
on its
on.
vehicles.
Oh,
I
what
think
was
it's
the
called
name?
Misfortune.
Okay, I didn't even spell that right.
Buttons. No, no.
I spelled that like as if I was British because over here in America, if you're spelling labor, it's Labor, but over in like you know British area, it would probably be Labour. So anyway, I'm gonna have to fix that, but yeah. Somebody's gonna get really confused. Am I British or am I American? Because I'm saying I'm American and then I'm spelling British. So yeah. Anyway,
Okay,
so oh, I was gonna yeah, I was gonna put in a
it works, which is great.
rowing area.
But now I have two
I forgot
problems.
about that.
Well, how do you get them back off the boat? That's pretty easy. They drive the boat right up to the dock and right up to the land. In this case, it gets good employment going up to the land, and it gets good restock. It's a pain to get the boat back off the land. So what we're gonna do
What?
is back this
No,
boat out
right
and get over to the
here.
south. Pretty much to the south one too.
No, that'd be
On
a
the
1-2. There we
misfortune
go.
side. Sadly.
Okay, and then oh, I was thinking about making that green. Yeah. Okay. Um, come on.
That is how the aquaculture works. This thing had to see slightly. Spin it around. I know, not a terribly fast machine, but it's slowly got towards us.
There.
And no, unlike on GTA, you can't hit the handbrake button and make it turn faster either. It just turns at the speed it turns at.
About?
Yeah, my cargo ship.
Ah. I've got a bigger ship.
So do I, but it's on another game.
Eventually, I'll have a bigger, bigger, bigger ship. um, so my stories, since I'm, trying to make this as easy to build properly as possible later. Um,
You switch vehicles with driving it with the
my stories end up having three ships. I thought it was just gonna be the one ship and leave it that. I mean, leave it like that. But the thing was is that I had the regular crew, and then they started um, getting together and having kids, and I mean, getting married and having kids, or having kids and then getting married. Um, and it's all madly in love couples. I don't have any couples that. Well, okay. At one point, William and Kat almost, uh, almost broke up for, like, for sure. They were gonna break up, but Grammy Patricia got involved and it didn't happen. I'm thinking this needs some kind of um, something to block people from. Okay, that freaked me out. I'm like, there was a sign there. Where'd it go? Um, so I think I will try to finish. Um, I think I'll try to finish some of the um, some of my story. I'm gonna try to get a lot of pages done today because I only got maybe two done of chapter 9. There we go. And then we'll one oh wrong thing 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Um, yeah, we'll do 4. Um, I don't know how much. Maybe 5. So there's 4. So there's. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So that would be 5. Um. Anyway. You would probably need, enough, enough, water in your, practice area to, um, oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, enough water in your practice area so several guys sitting in it isn't gonna mess things up. I mean, like, isn't gonna run your ship, your boat aground, because it would be a row boat, you know. Um, Wait. That's the problem. I go and say I'm going to end it, and then I find something that I need to do, because if I don't, I'm going to be like, what was this? Or, what was this yesterday when I put it together? And I'm not going to know, because it was a yesterday thought instead of a today thought.
One driving it, one on the train. That's kind of weird.
So as long as I'm
Don't really see
coming up with this,
the
I should probably go upstairs, go to the bathroom. I don't usually call it that. I usually just call it going upstairs, because I know some people get squeamish about that kind of thing. I don't know why. It's a thing that all of us have to do. I mean, I'm not saying let's go into detail and, saying what we're doing in that bathroom, but, I'm saying I don't see why it's not okay to say that that's where you're going.
behind us is something.
Um, there.
And putting in
Doesn't that look nice? Okay, and then
this for fish that I'm aware of. As far as I know, you just sell the fish straight. However, such things do exist.
mm. Oh, and if you heard me a little bit ago, you probably did, because I said it loud enough. Um,
Fish,
I
lobster,
was teasing.
breaded fish.
Uh, my husband had some kind of ship uh,
Fish stuff from
on Farm Sim, and Farm Simulator, and um, I go, I've got a bigger one, because in this build here in Minecraft,
partly because it's
I'm gonna have a bigger ship. I built this. I built the smaller one, and it's bigger than the one that was on Farm Sim, I think. Um,
ready to sell.
and then the number two is definitely bigger, and the number three is definitely bigger, because it's like cruise ship size.
It just ends up an end product. More
There.
than that.
Okay, and then
Almost $20,000 a pallet. I can live with those kind of numbers.
how much?
Almost 20,000 for a pallet of fish.
How many fish are in a pallet of fish?
2,000 liters because it's by the weight, not by the number of fish.
Okay, well, if I get to go on Dreamlight Valley later, I'll tell you how much 2,000 fish. Oh, I can't sell 2,000 fish. I don't have 2,000 fish to sell.
That'd be okay because I don't have 2,000 fish to sell either. I had 4,000. So there. 2 pallets.
Well, I really don't have that.
Gotta love big numbers. Anyway, as I was saying before, I think I interrupted myself partly. If you're on YouTube and you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you like what I'm doing. Let me know if you do or don't like something that I do. My
Please.
bound was only at 12. Ooh. It must have flooded the market.
See, I got guaranteed numbers.
Yeah, we have an actual economy.
Goofy doesn't change his prices just because, I'm selling him 100 fish. I don't think I've ever sold him 100 fish in my life, but it's a number.
Yeah, that's what I was showing you before. I see that TV there.
So,
It's got a much tighter turning radius.
I bet you I could do this even better, maybe even faster,
Okay.
if I went upstairs. And I'm trying to talk myself into that.
Alright, well, that's up and running.
um,
Well, that's good.
how when you're doing something that's important to you, you really don't want to go upstairs. You really don't want to go
One focus.
to the bathroom because it'll
Yes, shut
maybe
lights.
off it'll off foot you so you don't remember what you were doing or something. Yeah.
Let the game save. And then
That's my problem, and that's been my problem
and it should
for
lighten up.
like ever since I was a kid.
That
Um,
is a
or like you're having so much fun with your Legos or your video game, whatever you're playing. Maybe you're into Thomas the Tank Engine, um, or have an actual. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make it sound like Thomas the Tank Engine is not a metal train because he is. Um, but like a grown up,
tail end of
the grown up version of Thomas the Tank Engine,
license.
Um, which one's HO scale?
Uh,
The bitty ones or the big ones?
Not the itsy bitsies, that's N scale. Not huge either, that's O scale.
Okay.
Or,
O scale is like you know like you went to
the Lionel
Disneyland.
train would be an O scale.
Okay, and Lionel Train is an O scale, but I was gonna say that maybe it's like the ones that they have at Christmas time, and it's got like
That would be
Christmas decorations
Lionel.
on it. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know Lion. Well, like
Lionel's
Hogwarts
like the big
Express.
name, but
Oh, I just
that's
thought
the
of that.
sponsor of the channel.
Like Hogwarts Express. Um, it's like that.
Yes.
Anyway, and then there's those little itty bitty ones, which he says are in scale. Um, but um, but Tom's Tank Engine is the in between size. Um, I I know it's silly, but I still like the Thomas the Tank Engine show. It doesn't matter whether it was the one on Shining Time Station or if it's the one that was on
Okay, that's what
uh
that
oh, I
that
can't think of
was
that name. I can't think of the name of the show. Unless it was Shining Time Station. Um, because there was like Shining Time Station, and that had Ringo Starr as the um as the narrator, and then there was another one that had an American guy as the narrator and with an American accent, and it wasn't as good because it didn't have Ringo. I know Ringo can't live forever, but it's just it was good, but it wasn't as good.
some
You
discs
know,
on those vehicles.
probably
Nice features to it.
I would have liked it better if they would have gotten another British guy to do the voice. Yeah.
Nothing better to do.
Or somebody who could do a British accent. Um, yeah. So I've been thinking about that because Carrie Ells, Wesley on Princess Bride, um,
If you've done this,
and Robin Hood on Robin Hood Men in Tights.
try.
Um, he says in his movie, unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent. well, question, then he plays his voice is a really American sounding voice in the movie Days of Thunder. So I'm suddenly wondering, is his I could speak with an English accent voice his voice, or is the one from Days of Thunder his voice? I don't know. So since I'm obviously going to finish this, how about I go upstairs and I mean I'm not gonna take all. Oh well, actually I gotta take this out because it's in the way. Never mind. Yeah, I will be back. We'll finish that and then we'll end the stream. I'm so sorry. Yeah, but they like both. Oh, so Aria, I think it is 05542 followed me 2 hours ago. Thank you. Um, yeah, so I just want to finish this and hopefully it'll be, um, hopefully it'll be great when it's done. Oops. Were we going for above the builder?
That's what it looked like the TV had on it.
Okay.
I didn't design it. Giants did.
Ah.
Let's think, gentlemen.
Okay.
That sounds
So if he's going to be streaming, I'm probably going to need to wear my headphones so I can hear my story
There we go.
when I finish a page. Um, so the way I do it is I go and set it up to where I can, to where I do a whole entire page, get it into the audio program, and then see how it sounds. Now, most of the audio typos are going to be uh, stuff where the AI just can't say the word that I'm trying to type the way that I'm trying to type it. 'Cause like simultaneously is spelled SIM. So she says simultaneously, and that's not the way it's said. So simultaneously becomes SIGHMULTANEOUSLY, I believe. um, Still a little tired because I haven't eaten anything, so yeah, take it with a grain of salt that I spelled it correctly. But um, you know, SIGH replaces the SI. So, that's kind of annoying that I have to do that, but if it gets it to where I can listen to it later and be happy with it, then I'm all for it. So, no! Too high. Too high. There we go. Only problem is I don't have room in my inventory for boats, but we'll figure that out later. Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure. This is probably where I'm running into problems because technically I think the leaf block is not like a full block. Not entirely sure, but I don't think it's counted as a full block. Okay, so we will figure this out later. maybe um, soon, you know, eventually,
Nope.
like that.
Our greenhouse is out of water. There's no plants coming in.
I did this the other yesterday, and it all of a sudden was interested in filling in. So I don't know if that's what's happening here.
Then get our coffee up and running again. But it looks like
Um,
the Silver Warehouse coffee production has been heavy enough as is. Come back to the front yard there and see about mulberries and turf. It's December. It hasn't started snowing as yet. Interesting weather up here in Scotland.
oh, it's not Nevada.
No, it's not Nevada. Looks like our grass is coming in nice.
Nevada's having strange weather.
So
Usually, or it used to be that we usually had snow in December. And,
this town up
um,
those
and then we'd have snow between December and March. Not, not every day because, it used to melt. Um, it would melt and then come back again later, and you know,
subway.
um, it would do that you know, all the time. But
Interesting.
a lot of it stuck around too, and that's how I got hurt. My knees. They didn't plow the sidewalk, so we were. Um, so I was trying to get onto the sidewalk. Two of the times I just didn't lift my foot up high enough, and I understand that. But the other time, it was, I don't know what the heck happened. And another time, I could have gotten a concussion. I had no idea. My husband would not let me sleep for an hour, and I was like really, really tired. We didn't have a way to get to the hospital except for by ambulance or call my father-in-law. So, um, so it ended up. I don't know if they even had a car then. But anyway, so it ended up, or he might have been at work. Um, anyway, so it ended up that we had to. That we were sitting there, and he would not let me sleep for at least an hour. And I was so tired because I'd just gotten off work. But I hit my head on the planter,
See any chat messages.
and
Anybody that's interested in watching the chat messages. Also, for those watching this on YouTube later on, I do have a Patreon page linked on my Twitch, and I'll have to put some links into YouTube. I haven't done that yet. It's on my to-do list. Anyhow, um, I'm going to take a link to the Patreon page in the description
oh, okay.
from my YouTube playlist. And, yeah, my Patreon link is $3 for the full subscription. And then,
Oh yeah, my husband has a Patreon that Patreon page, and it's he thinks $3, and
costs about
somewhere on there is a link to every single one of my books. It's
shares.
supposed to
And
update, but we don't know if it's actually going to or not.
I have enjoyed the knowledge of finding out if that works from somebody other than my own tester. I like testing on the creative side, but then
Oh, I was gonna say it could be one of those things where I need to put water here, but I'm too far out for that to be effective. You gotta kind of feel bad for my husband, 'cause he's gotta do logging on his game with Dreamlight Valley. All I have to do is get my dog. Well, actually, it's not my dog, it's Max, but, you know, Prince Eric's dog Max. Um, he picks up sticks. I think Lucky does too, but Max is the only one that digs the holes. Um, there's holes all over the place that you could dig to um okay, it's there already. Wait, what? Okay, I fixed it. So you're probably wondering why I put this one under, and it's because it just looks weird if it's all the way to the top. No! Just driving me crazy. I wasn't high enough up for that to happen, yet it happened. So I wasn't going to go until noon. I am hungry. Um, Took care of needing to go upstairs. And, um, I trying to fill this in is taking longer than I wanted it to. I don't know why. Hmm. Oh, so I don't think we've seen any episodes from season 3 in a really long time of Nash Bridges, and the channel, it's the Nash Bridges channel on Samsung TV Plus. They've got um well, we've been watching season 3. It might be on season 4 right now. I have no idea. But I've got them all on DVD, but if I don't have to mess up my Xbox by watching too many DVDs in it, that's great, That's awesome. So, I need my Xbox because I'm making lovely content for y'all, and I'm gonna have to remember to put that building together because it's the only building we have left for portables. So maybe I'll do that off stream.
What time's that? 1:50. Do you wanna just do grass? No. Maybe let's
Um,
try hay.
like I said, I think I'm gonna
That lets me know what kind of
start.
equipment I can
I mean,
get
I'm gonna at least
for
start
Sarah.
the apartments off
But
stream,
so that you don't have to
but
pay
I
for this.
wanna work on
Oh,
my story
and
as well.
which actually is quite an
So
extensive
I'll
collection.
probably do it like I did yesterday, but I'll be able to concentrate better, I think, because
Um,
I'll have that guilty
the
feeling
station that I use
that
though is not
my
exactly
husband's actually home,
the
so he
fastest
can
delivery
go and tell
version of
me,
it.
get back to work, you know.
Sarah's coming
I
soon.
don't always like it,
So
but
that's
it's a
the
good thing that he
version
can,
of
you
pickup.
know, I get that guilty feeling that I'm not working on my story. So, I work on it because, I don't want to feel guilty, you know. Um, it's kind of like having one of you here with me. My husband's usually not home when I'm
This isn't the
working on my story because,
traitor principle,
Monday through Friday he works.
anti-cigarette,
So,
but I can at least bail it so I can transport it easy.
yeah. Last night we had
If I thought I had
that
something
weird
to say, I
combination
just
again, but this time, okay, so we had
my head
we had mac
turns
cheese
just
and
instantly.
chili in the same bowl. It was supposed to be mixed together, but ooh, I didn't remember that. I've got food I can eat. Noodles doesn't always taste good reheated, but
Wherever I stop,
it'll work. I just got to the point where I just didn't feel like eating anymore.
headset that I had set up.
Not that I wasn't hungry, just
So
I didn't feel like
there's
eating.
a recap. My wife reads books. Her books are listed on Amazon. I have a link directly to the series of books that she's written, not individual kids' books she's written, on my Patreon. The link I'm using as a test to see if it's something that'll work. Um, the link that's on the Patreon that costs a couple bucks that ain't tested, that is a test for us to see if that's something that might be usable.
Oh, um, so
So
his Patreon is
I
Darth Caesar, Darth like Darth Vader, and Caesar like Julius Caesar, Caesar, and 00, the
so
number zero twice.
available at
Um,
comments indefinite. Also,
and
join the Patreon. That'd be
like
great.
I said, it's only like $3, and
Check out my Patreon channel as well, which has
it's got a
at
link
least on
to
YouTube anyway.
what?
As far as I know, the Patreon's not on her YouTube.
No, not
It's on
yet.
mine.
I still gotta figure out how to log into my Patreon. I have a Patreon too, but I don't advertise it because I don't know how to log in, and it keeps telling me that I already logged in, and tell
Maybe
it
that's
what
the way to
the
progress.
tell it what the password is, and I have no idea what the password is. So what's the use of advertising it when you can't get in? You know. Um.
And then I think I put a link tree link in my Twitch as well. Because Twitch I figured out pretty quick on how to set up links and stuff. Um, whereas YouTube, I'm still learning some of the stuff. But
So it wouldn't be glass, but right now I'm just putting in something because I didn't know what to put in.
I think we're gonna cut straight here.
I think a boat actually
And then come back on that line.
has one, it's like one square wide, but it'll work for now. Okay,
Okay,
one,
I'm
two.
thinking
Um, so anyway, he's got a link on his Patreon um, that we think is only $3. Anyway, he's got a link on his Patreon that um, you can buy all my books at once. One, two, three. Oh, that is so cool. Um, all the pirate books. He doesn't have one for the. That's so cool. One, two, three, four, five, six. Awesome! Okay, now all we need is all we need is a one of those things about. Told you my brain's not working. Okay, so told you about my books. I went so far as to say I'll see you in the next video, but I haven't stopped yet. I'm gonna stay right here. Oh my gosh, that looks like I'm gonna walk forward and just go splat. Yeah. I don't like that idea. So the problem is that the boys' locker room is over there. And I'm thinking that they would probably have a girls rowing team and a guys rowing team. But in this case, the rowing practice is over here. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, so yeah. I will see you in the next stream or video.